All right, I think we are broadcasting live. Good evening, everyone. I'm Mike Atch with Chill Tech, and we brought three guests. I guess, well, two guests. Jovon is technically our our head Chill Tech right now, but we have two guests from our outside. We have first Christian from Level Up Life. I'm sorry, Level Up
What's
Life.
up?
All right, what's up, Christian? How you doing tonight?
All right, all right.
Yeah, good,
Ready
good, good
for
to
it.
hear. We also have Keon from TechX.
What's up?
How you
What's
doing,
up?
Keon?
Doing good, doing good. How you guys doing?
Good, good, man. Good, good to see you. And last but certainly not least, we have Javon LeBlanc, our big boss man here. How you doing tonight?
Shalom, namaste, umusta,
This guy,
namaste, mamasa,
Oh.
mamakusa.
this guy.
All right. Well, good evening, guys. Welcome to our live broadcast on the Google I/O event. Uh, we have our three guests that'll be talking about it tonight. They have been watching I/O since this morning, or when did it start? Later, late this morning, this afternoon,
Well, morning for the
Ooh,
for the Pacific,
1 o'clock?
1
1 o'clock.
o'clock
Keynote?
Eastern.
Yeah, okay, so it was morning for them, not for us. But so these guys have been
Right.
watching, giving out their opinions all day. They're ready to. They've been holding it in, but now they're ready to really talk about what's going on. Before we really get into the meat and bones of this conversation, we're just going to start with little icebreakers. So, what are you guys doing during the event today?
Oh, well, for me, since I had the most chillax job ever, I was actually just watching. I had like a laptop set up, two tablets set up, three tablets set up technically, and I was watching the event live while somewhat doing work.
All right, Christian.
Yeah,
All right,
I,
Christian.
I,
What
I
about
spent a
you?
lot of time trying to get onto the feed. I couldn't get it on my Shield tablet. It wouldn't come up. I was trying all kind of stuff, so I ended up going to YouTube, got the CNET channel, got it from there, kind of on the back end. So that was good. Had the blog feed from The Verge, I think. So that's always fun.
All
So
right.
yeah,
You need better friends, man. I had the links
love
a
the
couple of
sarcasm.
hours early, like with the standard view and the 360-degree view, which I didn't check out because I'm not into that. But I actually went to a IO extended type of thing where a bunch of people in the community sit down, talk about code, and they have big screens up where you can watch the feed. So that was pretty dope.
Yeah,
So
that's pretty dope.
that sounds
Nice,
actually pretty
nice.
amazing. So for those who don't know, Keon is I would say you're very much into development, right?
I am.
All right. So he's going to be one of our main development experts because there were a lot of developers tool given at that thing that you were at today, right?
There's a lot of talks going on. I kind of paid attention to like half of them, so I'll try my best to help you guys out.
Well, we're glad to have you on board. Glad you were able to go to that. So hopefully we're able to tag along with you one day because
No
that's
problem.
definitely awesome, man.
Hey, we need to all go
Next,
next year.
definitely next year
Yo,
we
yeah,
have
that'd be
to.
great. If we all go, that'd be excellent. That'd be excellent.
All right. Next, what were your thoughts of the general show? Let's start with Javon.
Um, this was very, I say, a interesting IO because it was outdoors and it started off on fire. I mean, it wasn't the best IO. It was IO. You know what I'm saying? Like it was good. It just wasn't. I just expected that same fire from last year when they started off with the that video for Android N and all like the connectivity stuff. It was like we had like the whole what was it, like an IMAX theater type of thing. Remember that last year for IO 15?
I
We
remember.
started off. Yeah, yeah. If you even watch our old podcast on it like from last year, it just started off super cool, and then this year started off super cool,
Super
and it
chill.
just kind of went downhill from there. Like it was like 100%. It's kind of like when you have a phone at 100% battery and you have no signal. So you think that you're not using your phone, you pick it up, and you're like, what the hell is that? 60%? You know what I'm saying? And it's like you've been on. Yeah. All right.
All right, Christian, how about
Right,
you?
right, right.
What little you did see, what did you think of it?
As far as keynotes go, I guess it was all right. But I think for me, I guess the last maybe 5 6 years, it's just kind of been a lot of the same. I think at least I'm getting kind of used to keynotes in general. And so when I see it, I'm like, okay, it's another keynote. People walk out, they're gonna be wearing t-shirts and jeans and say stuff about new stuff. So I kind of I'm there more for the information, but the presentation, I'm kind of over it by now, I guess personally. It's kind of all the same. Apple, whoever, Google, it's all the same stuff. But it was good. It was good.
So you didn't like it, but you liked it at the same time. It sounds like a Batman versus Superman situation where you came in and you were like,
right.
Right,
it was good.
This was okay.
Not groundbreaking, but it was good. Yeah.
It was. I watched it. All right, Keon, how about yourself?
I mean, I agree with Jovon. It didn't jump out at me because of it was heavily developer. It seemed a little bit shorter, and as far as content goes, they just talked a lot about 3 or 4 things. But it was very chill, very just like, hey guys, we've got this, we're coming out with this, and boom, we're done. Instead of like, bow, I've got like new products coming out the wazoo. So it's just like, I mean, I liked it. I like some of the stuff that are coming out. I'm very excited about some things like Google Home, Allo, and whatever about Duo. So it did keep me interested all the way through, at least. So.
All right, I think we got time for one more icebreaker. One of the big things that I saw that I was really excited about was what you just hit upon, Keon, so I'm going to ask you first. What do you guys really think about Duo? Because we'll really get into it later, but what do you guys really think about that Duo?
Duo itself, I find unnecessary as an app. I don't really care about the knock feature where you can see what's happening before the video. Because if you guys saw the commercial, they were going to surprise him with a birthday cake, and he looks down at the phone. Oh, okay, I see they got a birthday cake. Hey, people, and it's like he wasn't excited. You don't get to be surprised anymore, and I mean, I guess that's good. So like, if you're a girl and somebody's calling you, you don't have to jump into the app and see like, whoa, stuff is going down. You can know what's going on first. But I mean,
best case scenario, right?
That's the best case. But Allo and Duo in general, like, we have Hangouts, we have Messenger, we have Spaces, which they didn't talk about, which surprised me. So it's just like, Google, what are we doing here? What do we need here? Why don't you just bake these features into Hangouts, make Hangouts better? I don't know.
Right.
It's
So that's a great leading in point to the next little bit, part 2 of that question. Christian, so how do you feel about the Google messaging as a whole? Do you think it's getting better? Because we know that Google Hangouts is not the most popular messenger in the world. But it seems like they're trying to do it with these next couple of messengers they got coming out.
Yeah, I think feature-wise, it's getting better with the encryption, with the search inside of Allo. I thought that was really nice. Be able to call for Uber or get the table for where you can eat, or the movie ticket. So in that respect, I think they're getting better. I don't know why they keep having additional apps adding on with the features. Why can't we add a feature to the apps we have instead of adding more apps? So that to me is just getting frustrating, kind of confusing, having multiple apps to do kind of one core functionality, which is the messaging.
All right.
That's just me as the new Android guy coming from Apple. So.
Well, no. The opinion is greatly valued. And,
less is more.
Well, we appreciate your opinion. So now we're heading into the real meat of the whole the I/O event. Jovon, I'm definitely going to start off with you because you didn't get to answer the last 2 questions, and I know you're just holding your tongue. I can see the excitement just shooing off you right now. But we're going to get into Android N. Let's talk about it. We got a couple of new releases from Android N, didn't we?
Yeah, man. First of all, let's not act like a lot of things were new. So I wasn't super surprised by anything Android N today. I don't know about nothing new. Android N had a quiet release about 2 months ago, and they were just like, hey, this is the early developer preview 1. So today at Android I/O or Google I/O, they gave us beta 3 or technically beta 1 developer preview 3, right?
Right.
Yes. So I thought it was pretty cool. I thought Android N had I want to say new. It's hard to say because I know people out there are gonna be like, nothing is really new in Android N, but that's not really true. Like split screen multitasking, these things are actually new because it's actually a part of Android as the kernel. So we got split screen multitasking finally. That's native to Android. So that means all of Android N will have those features, and it will actually work well. I thought that was really cool to see it being used. I mean, we all know that there's a lot of things that they didn't mention, like those features been up, they've been enhanced, so longer battery life. Having the ability to have Vulkan be our new runtime over OpenGL. This is kind of like how Mantle is. If you remember how Apple's doing Mantle, right? For like their new graphics like engine or whatever. Like that, it's lightweight. It works really well. This is more of like an open source version of Mantle. So I think having Vulkan runtime be the main runtime over OpenGL for Android is just going to really skyrocket the quality of Android, like by a lot.
When you're talking about gaming only.
Well, not just gaming. Remember, they said it's going to be the core. So we're talking about going in inside about apps, general using the interface. I mean, having smooth animations does effectively make the OS feel better or look or run better.
True.
Okay. All right. Keon, any words?
About in general or in basically.
Let's go with. How about we go over the Android and naming contest? Were you guys able to catch any of that?
That was fun. I saw that they said they were they put up the website saying hey, we're looking for names for N, put in some names, and they had. I don't know. I did Namey McNameface because why not? Like, I'm gonna put that in there.
You said Namey McNameface.
That's gonna win.
Namey McNameface. I told all my friends to write it in. We're gonna do this, but everybody's freaking out because like, oh my God, they're asking for N. But if you see in the fine print, there's like, we're not really gonna judge these or anything, so your vote doesn't count. But I personally think that Google's gonna look at it, see like the top 3 dessert names, and then
that's what I
decide.
thought. I was like, just keep with what you guys already did.
Yeah. But I mean, it's fun.
They don't care.
They probably already have a name. Like
they have a
or
name. They already have a name.
Yeah.
Christian,
Maybe
you have a
two.
dessert one that starts with an N.
Nougat.
Go. Oh, Nougat. Android Nougat.
Yeah.
Nutella.
Okay.
I saw that one.
I wouldn't download it, but okay.
You don't like nougat? You don't like
Nutter
nougat?
butter.
Marshmallow.
All right, Christian. Let's talk about the multitasking native to the OS kernel. Why do you think that's so important when Samsung and LG already have it?
Oh, I'm ready to disagree with Jovon on this one.
You want to just do?
I'm ready to disagree. No,
Okay,
I mean,
let's just do a quick debate real quick.
Well, I want to hear Christian's answer first. 'Cause he's somebody who uses Android as a very general. He doesn't really care too much about stock or skin version. So I'd rather hear from him first before I go in and I just have to destroy Keon. So go ahead.
Okay, Christian, you willing to start?
Well, for me, yeah. Well, my plan this fall is my next phone is gonna be a stock Android phone. So coming from that perspective, this makes me happy. And I always just like to have fewer layers between me and the actual software. So any skins or any additional things that get added to it, just, as you know, just slow it down, cause more additional bugs, and hurt the functionality. So for me, this is a good thing. Now, to me, I'm like, well, Apple already had this, so it's not new to me, but I'm happy to see it there. So, and I'm sure I'll be using it for sure.
All right, cool. All right, now we're gonna have our little debate part 1, because I know we'll have many of these throughout the night. So, debate. I want to hear who wants to go first, Keon or Jovon.
I'll let Jovon go to the show.
Okay.
So I go. Okay, cool. So first of all, I want to say hi to Moiz Ali. What's up, bud? He said I'm kind of late, but hey, what's up, bud? Thanks for watching. But what I want to quickly say is that the reason why this is important is because we get to understand what Android is that if you add, like Christian said, the less layers are involved, the better things work. Now that runs for the actual OS itself. Now, if you notice when Samsung first brought split screen apps into Android, there was only like I want to say like 3 or 4 apps that worked really well split screen. That was like YouTube, Hangouts, and YouTube still kind of crashed a lot. But there's a lot of things that first came out, and everyone was like, oh, it's split screen, but it doesn't really work, so we don't really use it. Platinum Styles Media on the chat said that's a lie. No, but it's totally true. And LG's implementation was really bad. If you've seen the LG G3 when that first came out, and they had like their little window apps, everything was like so bad. Like it was terrible. Now with it being like forced into the actual OS, developers can jump on board and actually customize their apps to run natively in split screen. So scaling elements and UIs, a lot of that is done already from Android and just being at the OS level. But now as a developer, you're more inclined to do it right and make sure that you're assisting that OS level, because now that the real APIs are there, your apps can actually work at a pace and not have less crashes and have more compatibility. Imagine I was talking to my coworker today about this at work. If you have a app that is let's say a landscape app, and you're using a tablet that's already in landscape, but you want to run another app side by side, Android is not going to automatically just shift the app up and make it work in split screen. That needs to be done by a developer, and the developer won't do that for the Galaxy phones, or because it's just like one or two phones that may have a big enough screen to do that. So that's a very niche thing to them. But if all of Android has that ability, they'll feel more inclined to do that because it's going to work better for them in the long run. Go ahead, be
All
thick.
right, Keon.
I mean, it's a good speech and all. But I'm gonna go ahead and preface my opinions with, I'm not gonna say it's not important, because obviously, just like Jovon just ranted on, it is important. It is great to have, developer-wise and operating system-wise, just to have that ability. But my point is, it's not going to be a feature that a lot of people are going to use. One, because you're going to have the people who use it on Samsung, because that's what they're used to. They know it with the Notes and maybe a Nexus 6. The bigger phones, cool, sure, use it. I saw a great implementation today, the best implementation I've ever seen in my life, when the guy was watching a video about YouTube and cooking whatever, and he was writing the ingredients down in Keep. Best implementation I've ever seen. But how often are you going to use split screen? I've had split screen for 3 months, and I've used it like twice just because it was there, and I wanted to see if it worked well, and it worked well. It worked, but I'm not going to be using it all the time. And I've had the Note 5, the Nexus 6P. I have big phones all the time. Now for tablets, I definitely see it being amazing to use, awesome to use, especially on a 10-inch tablet. But on a phone, I don't see it being used, not useful, but used. So there's a difference in where I was going with that conversation, Jovon. It's important. I just don't think it's going to be used that much.
Not a cop out.
Well said, Keon. All right, next we're going to talk about the family sharing they have with apps. Where if you're all in the same family, you have it, your son wants to buy a little game app, and you notice it, and you're like, I like that app too. I would have downloaded it. But, how you guys feel about that little aspect of it? Christian, as a family man, I have to ask you first.
I love the feature. I use it for my iOS devices already, the family sharing. Now, I'd be curious to see how Android implements this, because with Apple, you can have people in the family, but it's attached to one credit card. So they control it by doing that. And so basically say anyone buys anything, it's just one credit card. So we're trying to ensure that you actually are one cohesive unit. And so I'll be happy to see how Android does that. The one thing I would like them to do at some point is have kids accounts. I think back to like Xbox Live. Now, back on the original 360, you could have a family, and the kids would have a kids account that you basically had control over. And then when they became, I think, 14 or whatever, that they could upgrade their account to a full adult account. So you still are in the family, but the kids have a separate account. It's an actual account. They can play against people and do their own stuff, but you still have control over it. Whereas now, my son uses my tablet. I have to make him a local user that I can control. But if he needs anything that has to do with, say, Google Play games or whatever, then he has to use my account. And so it just kind of gets muddy that way.
Yeah.
So I'm happy that they're actually, getting to use the family thing and, sharing the app amongst your family, but they need to have distinct accounts, I think, for kids in that way, as a parent.
Yeah, totally
Right.
agree.
Okay. Keon, you got any words about that?
The only thing is, like just like he said, I'm waiting to see how we implement it because with the Play Music family that you can do right now, it's and you can kind of do Play apps or whatever. It's one credit card, and every time you download something, every time you buy something, it's coming off that one credit card. Which initially I was excited for before I knew that fact because I was like, oh yeah, me and all my friends, let's join a family, let's just cut the cost down for everybody, and we're good, but. You got one credit card. I don't really trust everybody with my credit card, so I can't be down like that. So if the official launch of the Play family has where separate credits, separate Play cards, separate credit cards, then it's gonna be awesome. But if it's still tied to that one credit card, I'm not sure me and my bro are gonna be able to be in the family because I don't know if I could have him just downloading everything willy nilly. But I'm excited.
Yeah. That's the point, though, right? Like the point is they want to make sure, or at least try to help it be an actual family, an actual, close-knit group. They don't want people, me and my friends just all share games together.
I mean, yeah, I know what they're using it for. I just know what
exactly.
I'm going to use it for.
Right.
All right, well, check this out, right? First of all, Asuno, which is my homeboy Greg, from work, that's my boss, so hi boss. But he's actually in the chat, and he says Samsung has a kids mode. But having it natively available would be nice. Now, I totally agree about that. I know Samsung's kid mode is actually one step further than we were even thinking about because it actually changed the whole UI in general. Given like less options to do stuff, kind of a more locked down environment, which I don't mind personally. I like Christian was saying earlier. I do this for like kids that come over my house or anything like that. They want to use my stuff. I set up a separate local account with everything disabled for family sharing, and I think that's cool. I just wish that there's more security over the credit cards because my sister right now I have a family account. I have my sisters. They're on. They all share my Google Play Music account. So the family thing. So she was gonna buy I think a video, and her first option for payment was my credit card, and it wasn't like put in the CIV number or anything like that. It was like, oh hey, you have this credit card in your Google account. Just sign in with your Google password, and it's purchased.
Oh wait, so she could use a different method though?
She could use a different method,
Okay.
but her default method is my credit card.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
All right, guys. So we spent a lot of time on the chunk of the Android end. So let's move into Android Wear. We have Android Wear 2.0. We're getting a better battery. We're getting more standalone apps. What do you guys think about that?
Are you breaking up, dude? Or is it just me?
You guys are breaking up a little bit.
Breaking up a little bit? Mike, you with us, Mike?
I can't hear you. I'm still with you guys.
You still with us? Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't know. I couldn't really hear you that well. But yeah,
like
you were saying.
We're going into Android Wear 2.0, and we're going over the better battery, the better standalone apps. What do you guys think about that?
Okay. Android Wear 2.0. Nice update in some things, and stupid update in some other things. Now, who here has used an Apple Watch?
I have.
Okay.
Yeah,
right.
I don't have one.
Yeah. So we now have the Apple Watch OS on Android. So, yay.
Oh no.
No. And here's what I'm going to say. I know it's actually not really the case, but here's what I'm saying. There's a word for the Apple Watch. What is it when you press an app on the watch face and it gives you the information into the next app that it's built into? God, I can't remember what it's called. It's like something with a C.
Continuity?
Not continuity. It's like some continuation thing for the Apple Watch, but whatever it is, like pretty much you now can put any information you want on your watch screen, no matter what the watch face is. You press it. Let's say you took your steps today. Yeah, like locations, right? You pop it, boom, you're in the map version of Android N. You took like 200 steps today. Bam, you're in Google Fit by pressing it. That stuff is cool. But I think the whole point of using your watch is, like I said before, less layers. So to have maybe like glanceable information, if you didn't have to really jump into the app, like kind of like maybe like a pop-up window, maybe that would have worked a little bit better. Just some of the things that Android the Wear 2.0 didn't really seem like a 2.0 update. This because I was hoping like almost a whole redesign in the UI. They added like a keyboard, you know. Like, so we're gonna be typing. I guess they want people to type using swipe gestures on your watch. I don't know. I just felt like besides better battery life and you know, like having some more standalone apps on the watch, I didn't really feel like this was a super big 2.0 update. I don't know what you guys feel about that.
Yeah. I mean, what would you want to see?
That's what I was gonna say.
I honestly,
so we have we have the new interface and the handwriting with the watch keyboard. Is that not enough, or what else? What more do you like? That's what I'm agreeing with Christian and Keon. What more do you possibly want?
so for me, I felt like the one thing I wanted to do is reduce the amount of swipes. Like, and right now, currently Android Wear, there's a lot of swipes, and yes, you can use gestures like but you can make your wrist upside down like that to switch between different apps. But if you look here, like for me, I keep my Android Wear watch pretty minimal. I have to just keep like the weather on it and like whichever, like my steps also. But to get to like a notification, it's like lots of swipes. Like I have to like do a lot of swiping here. You know, just get maybe if we had like a pane that can minimize all your notifications to like circles, kind of like how the Samsung S Watch does a little bit. I'll be fine with like the little circular interface. It's something like that. I feel like it's more intuitive to get to navigate.
You're shaking your head. What's going on?
I just don't. Well, one, I don't agree with Jovon. That's just nature between me and Jovon. Two, I don't like the Gear S2 user interface. It looks gross and disgusting. And there's a lot of swipes on there because you have a lot of notifications. If you stop being so popular, you wouldn't have to swipe as much. But my friend was, me and him were watching the I/O event, and he was like, "Oh man, the update to 2.0 is garbage." And I'm just like, Android Wear is supposed to be an extension, not like a replacement. So I'm not, I like it to be minimal. I don't want to have a lot of all this stuff in there, like the keyboard. I don't want or need or find the use to having a keyboard on my watch. Even this watch, the Android Wear watch I use right now, I'm not using it to its full potential because I don't want to use my watch to replace my phone. I just wanted to see my notifications, see the time, see, the weather or whatever, and my steps, and that's it. So, I mean, it was good that they have standalone apps. That way I don't have to have my phone near me. And it's good for the better battery, good for the slightly new interface. That was okay, but I don't want them to push too much stuff to the watch because it's gonna start being another phone.
I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that. I don't think the watch should ever be the new communication device. I'd rather if the phone be the phone, the watch is just exactly like you said. I should just be able to check my notifications and move on. That's about it. I don't want to text from my watch. I mean, as cool as that looks and sounds in everybody's head, you look crazy doing it. I've seen it. I've seen Jovon do it. He looks stupid. But so I'm just joking. But I've always felt the watch should just be an extension of the phone. It should not be the replacement for it. Christian, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think the smartwatch area in general, I think we're still trying to figure out what we want them to do. And so we keep kind of throwing features and throwing things on there and seeing they're going to like this. Okay, keyboard. They like this. And so they keep kind of throwing stuff out there to try to see what gets used and where it's going to go going forward. So again, there are very few use cases for a smartwatch in this case. So they can keep trying stuff, and maybe they'll hit something that will actually all be like, oh wow, I've been waiting for this thing I didn't even know I wanted. But for now, I think what we have works for what we need. Until the technology advances further to where we can find something else to use it for. But for now, I think it was good. I think I'll be eager to see kind of how the hardware interfaces with that, if they have any new sensors or those kind of things. But 2.0 seems all right. I'm happy with it.
Good to hear. All right, we want to move on to the Android VR, aka Daydream. What are we guys thinking about that? They just released the specs to make the Daydream, I guess, the new mobile VR platform for Android. What do you guys think of the system UI? Let's start off with that. Let's start with Christian.
I mean, it looks pretty. I like how it looks. I like the home screen aspect of it. Being able to have your apps kind of placed there. It looks like just like a regular, I guess, interface that you would have on a phone or any other, modern device. I'm still trying to figure out, what we're gonna do with it. It's almost like the watch thing, They had, Netflix, you can watch regular movies on there, okay, in like a virtual theater, okay. I don't know if you guys saw that they had like this whole YouTube thing with like was it the Snoop Vision where the virtual reality
yeah, that April Fool's joke, that's pretty funny.
Yeah. Right. So I mean, like, okay, something like that. I don't know. Can you virtually watch movies with your friends and look over and see them, or I don't know how we're gonna do that, but the interface looks good. I'm happy to see them kind of progressing in that way, kind of getting things cohesive, pushing the tech forward. But beyond that, I'm still waiting to see more use cases for VR with the phone. It's gonna have the power to really push the apps that they're trying to put on there and the games. So that's to be seen.
All right. Jovon, I already know your feelings on the VR. We actually did a podcast on it, so I want to get Keon's interpretation of the whole mobile VR thing. Do you think it's something that everybody's going to be the next big thing? What are you thinking?
Oh, you're asking the wrong person. This is the part of the I.O. where I like snooze because I care little to nothing about VR. I feel like it's like a gimmick or a toy. If you give to like
so
a
you
child.
and Jovon share similar opinions on VR.
Yeah, I mean,
VR is like,
I don't care about it.
it's more just like it's something cool to hear about, but no one really wants to play with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I actually have 3 Google Cardboards I've used once each. Because I just don't care about it.
All right.
It looks nice though.
Well, I'll say this. I'll just say because actually, this is the first interface that I've seen that's gorgeous.
Yeah.
For VR. I mean, we're talking about like major VR headsets like the Vive and Oculus and all that stuff. This is the first one where it's like the user interface looks so good, and so I will give Google kudos. It's kudos. It's a new thing. So it looks really good. Now I say this: everyone who thinks VR, and if you're a nerd, there's only one thing you're thinking of, and that's sword art. Okay, so we're just ready to just put our soul into the headset. And just, if we die, we die. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what we're trying to do. I know, but seriously though, I do feel like Google's virtual reality headset is in the right step forward. But if you think about what's required of Daydream, to be a Daydream qualified phone that Google was saying, we're talking about pretty high demanding specs here because just to run VR on a computer, we're talking about i5, i7s, good graphics card, lots of RAM. So I don't see that spec, being, reduced in mobile. I feel like they're gonna kind of raise the stakes. The best VR experience requires a high quality screen. We're talking about 4K screens. 6 gigs of RAM, 8 gigs of RAM in a phone. You know what I'm saying? Like it may seem far fetched, but now if your phone is doing, if your sword is doing, my sword. If your phone, I saw the comment from. Greg saying his wife said this is not Sword Art Online. No, but if your phone has to now not only be your daily communication device, but also your VR gaming headset, you have to up the ante, And we haven't figured out battery life to be putting in 4K displays. You know what I'm saying? So until we figure out battery life, I don't really care about innovation in 4K, or especially in VR in general.
All right, so that ends our Android VR segment.
Actually, one more thing I want to add. One more thing. IMAX. Now that's cool.
Well, Christian touched on that with the movie viewing at home, but again, we have to. I gotta agree with Christian. Is how does that really work? I mean, as cool as it is to put on a VR headset and watch a movie in IMAX, that's pretty cool. But the reason we go to the IMAX theater is to get the IMAX experience, where you get the full sound and you go out with your friends. I don't know how you're going to incorporate the whole IMAX experience and just a mobile device with a headset on and your headphones.
Maybe the IMAX would be like the IMAX experience, because I'm sure IMAX is a general spec. Like you have to meet the IMAX requirement in order to be considered IMAX, right? So I'm thinking it's going to be like maybe it's not a phone headset, but like an Android powered VR headset that has like high quality headphones attached to it. And at a higher spec headset to push that high quality video. I don't like. Remember what they said about VR headset? It's not only for phones. There are phones that are capable of running Daydream, but there will be standalone VR headsets with controllers and stuff like that. So.
All right. All right. So everybody got what they wanted to say about the VR. We're all good.
I just want to say, I wonder if using VR you get like more headaches than like just looking at screens all day.
Yes, I
probably. I would assume so. That's we haven't even gotten ours yet. We have one pre-ordered, so we should be getting it soon. So
what do you guys have pre-ordered?
Huh?
What you got, the Oculus pre-ordered?
We got the HTC Vive.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So
it's a pretty dope thing. I play with it.
I can't wait to play with it. So moving on. Next we have Google Smart Home.
Hey.
Christian, as a family man, what are your thoughts on the Smart Home?
I envision my son playing with that all day, every day, until the battery runs out. But yeah, I looked at it. Again, you think of the Amazon Echo. You think about. I envision Apple may have something coming out soon, trying to compete with this. There's already rumors about a standalone app that they're going to have for iOS 10. So we'll see what happens next month in June. But this is one of those things that I see some more use cases for. I was happy to hear about being able to have caching to multiple rooms. I'm pushing the audio to multiple rooms. So that to me seems like it'd be a pretty cool feature. Telling it turn on Netflix in the bedroom, or show me the weather on TV in the living room. So those kind of things I imagine be able to use it and have it be actually functional for my actual life. So
cool.
Again, it didn't seem that new. Again, but in looking at it, just to think about Google and their technology on the back end, as far as voice recognition and just their machine learning, I think it's gonna grow and get better and better for sure.
All right, Keon. With the new Google Assistant integration, do you think this will be Alexa's new competitor?
Definitely. No, I think it's going to be like Alexa's killer.
I'm with you. I agree.
I have an Echo Dot because it was cheaper than the Echo, and I wanted to try it out and see what all the hype is about. Now, for me, in my office, I don't use it that much. I use it to turn on my light sometimes. I use it to set alarms. The hype wore off. Now I can see, like in Christian's case, in a family, in a house, you put it in like the middle of the kitchen or the living room, whatever, so everybody can use it, everybody can find out information. It could be really useful, and I just see that Google's Assistant being more contextually aware. More, Google's been in the search business for 20 years, so it just knows more things, and they're doing a conversational style, so you can just like talk to it instead of being like, Alexa, what is the kilometers of whatever. So it's just like I feel like Google's going to do it better. Plus they have the Google Home pairing with Chromecast and pairing with all your other smart home devices. So they're not going to be just slugging in with their second-rate type of material. They're coming in with their best, and they're going to like rock the whole community up. So I enjoy it. I like it. I think it's going to be great for like the home, maybe the business type of thing.
All right, sounds good. Jovon, big man on campus.
All right, so best comment I've seen so far.
Hold on. We're giving you a specific subject. I know you're excited. Need you to calm down for a second. But you're going to talk about the design and customization of the Google Home device and how it integrates with Google, the Google Cast, Next, all that. So that's what I want you to talk about.
Okay. Well, I want to first give my man shout-outs, yo. The best comment I heard so far. Google Home is going to be your Netflix and chill wingman. So true. So true. Yo, I'm like, hey, babe, how you feeling? Feeling good. Okay, Google, why don't you go ahead and throw on some boring, long movie on Netflix. You know what I'm saying? It's like, should we just skip the chill? You know it. Nah, but, no, but seriously. Yo, Google On Hub, sorry, apologize. Google Home, I said On Hub for a reason. It's very similar to the On Hub in terms of design, which is a good thing for women in the homes, or men in the homes who don't like things misplaced. Like, like my mom in particular, she's someone, if I have a piece of tech, like she saw the Echo, and she was like, we bought it for her, and she was like, it's too ugly, you can't put it in the middle of in the foyer. And like seriously, so having the ability to change designs on the smart home, being a standalone device first of all, and a speaker at that, and spec wise, it sounds pretty good. You know, they're talking about 10 amp bass and stuff like that subwoofer. So this is a mil spec. Seems pretty good as a standalone speaker. I want to know what pricing is on this because if you start thinking about the smart home, you know, it's really expensive to kind of convert your home to a smart home. Well, forget about appliances, smart appliances. Just small devices like the Nest cameras, $200 a pop, right? The thermostat about 180, right? So, you know, Chromecasts are like $30, something like that. But it's just having the complete package. If you want to take a smart home, having bring it all together, about $1,000 total, and you know, plus the whatever the price of the smart home is going to be. I'm assuming same price as the on hub, like 180, 170, something like that. I assume. I think it's cool. I think how it all connects together is what's going to kill the Echo, because the Echo only really works with Amazon products like the push button Go. So you can say, huh?
I hate to interrupt you on your show, but wrong.
No. Am I? Like, I know you can order pizza and stuff.
No, I mean you can use it with everything. Everyone's trying to integrate with everything, so you can use it with your Hue lights. You can use it with your Wink stuff. You can use it. They're growing support every day, just like I'm assuming Google will as well.
Okay. So like I said, But when it comes to like the Amazon ecosystem, like if you buy a smart home, you know, and you want to go all into the Amazon, there's not many things that kind of jump, you know, that work with Amazon out the box. Like, you know, they're still growing, but out the box, what Google's doing, consistently already have a foothold in your house with Nest. A lot of people use Nest, you know, Nest cameras and Nest thermostats and even the Nest, what's it, like carbon dioxide detector /
Nest Protect.
Yeah, Nest Protect, right? You know what I'm saying? So.
Well, I do want to interrupt you real quick and say, like, smart homes, at least in my opinion, is not something you go all out and buy on your first home. Like, if you're getting a home, don't go out and buy the Nest Protect, the Nest camera, like, because you're going to be blowing thousands of dollars. Like, with me, I think my first thing was the lights I got, and then I got an Echo. Now I have some smart cameras. Like, little by little, you know, every other month I'm getting another piece. Because if I wanted to go out and buy everything, I'd be broke. I'd be in debt.
Well,
I'd be down.
That's just not. That's wait, because it gets better with time. Wait till the technology gets better. Just wait.
I say throw all your money at the screen and be like, yo, now I want all the cool
with Generation 1 stuff for like 8 years.
This is why.
But here's the good thing about the smart home though. Just if you want the smart home by itself and you don't want to get all the other smart appliances, you say you want to buy 2 smart homes. You know, you put one upstairs, you put one downstairs. Just from that little preview commercial alone, where the kid had, you know, he was sleeping in his room, and the guy was like, play morning music for everyone in the house. And then the music was playing, and everyone woke up to the same music, and the wife woke up, and she was like, what's my schedule for today? Blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it was still playing music, you know, and everywhere else around the house, but hers was like, hey, here's the time, and, you know, here's what you have. You can make it, you know, you can free up some time during blah, blah, blah time. Like, so it seems to be a really good standalone device by itself. So someone like you were saying who doesn't want to throw $1,000 and fully integrate their house, you know, with you know, surround sound speakers, you know, Sonos speakers in every room. This is a really good alternative. If the pricing is done right, this will be the Amazon killer. If Google decides to pull some $250, $300, you know, hub device, we're talking about Nexus Q. You remember Nexus Q, right? Right? You remember Nexus Q, right? Okay.
I want one of those. I do want to ask everybody. I want to take over Mike's role real quick. How much? Well, okay. What's your limit? What's your limit on the price for the Google Home?
180.
Yeah, I think that's the upper end, but I think they're probably going to bring it around 130, 140. I think, and try to really get it pushed out there to help build the ecosystem.
That's pretty much how much you pay for it. 140, 150.
Yeah. I think that if you're going to be realistic with it, I'd say about 140. 140 for the whole thing. That's what I would go for. How much is Alexa? Just by curiosity.
200.
The normal Echo is 200. The Echo Dot is 90, and then the Echo Tap is 130.
So it's around the same. You think they keep it around that same price range?
Well, I mean, 200 was too much for me. I couldn't buy it for 200. I tried to.
That's what I felt. I felt like with the honest, I was like, that's a bit much. That's a bit
And it's ugly also. Let's not act like Alexa looks good. I mean, look, you know what I'm saying? That is ugly. So.
Especially for it being like not even the whole thing. That like this is your brain, but you still need every other piece. So like 200
Exactly.
for just that one part. That's kind of crazy.
too steep. All right, next we're going to get into the communication. The biggest reveal was Google Allo, and I know everybody's excited to talk about this. We were so excited that we got into it a little communication before we even started with the Duo. But let's start with Allo. What do you guys think?
You can go ahead, Keon, because I know you're big into messaging stuff and social media.
What, man? I'm just joking. No, I mean like I find it like I said earlier at the beginning of the show. I find it nice. It's a very clean looking system. The features are good. There's the security with the incognito mode. The
Hold on, pause. I want to know what you're trying to use that incognito mode for.
Well, I was gonna get into that later
Snapchat
too
mode.
if we were gonna talk about that.
Yeah, let's be real.
That's not a snap. I mean, like somebody was saying, my other friends is like, this is how you control all your multiple girls because you got incognito mode. I need to go somewhere, but like, I mean, I like Allo. I like what it's bringing to the table. I don't like that Google has 5 messaging apps.
Yeah,
I have a folder of 5 messaging apps just by Google.
It's crazy, but it's due to their low numbers. Everyone else, WhatsApp, the iMessage, all those not iMessage, but the Facebook Messenger, they're all beating them. So they gotta get in there somewhere. What's that?
I said iMessage is beating them too. iMessage is always gonna be top on iPhones.
Well, I mean, it's the only messaging app that's pre-installed, so yes, it's gonna beat them.
I'm just saying, like,
We're just saying though.
Apple
as a
had
messaging
it.
platform,
Apple's thinking,
Yeah, I mean, and Google wants to get there with their next app. So let's go with Jovon. What do you think? You think Allo will be the next big thing? We're getting rid of Hangouts and moving to Allo?
Gosh, man. Honestly, I'll say this: Chaos isn't going going anywhere. Keon's right. Keon's right again. Let me see something. As much as a Google fanboy I am, and I would love for this to be like the next standard, there's just too many apps. They need to figure out something. They need to bring maybe Google Hub Messenger. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like put all the apps in one app. You know what I'm saying? Like
there you go,
like
all 5 right there.
Like they didn't even mention the fact that they had Google Space. What the hell is Google Space?
Yeah, they didn't talk about space
They
at all.
talk about that.
Honestly, I bet you by next week the app is gonna be pulled from the Play Store. Like
Probably they're just like, this didn't work. I'm sorry.
It's dope for if you're doing a group project. Like the group project is the only reason I see that being anything.
Right, and that's what I was saying to the guys earlier. But at the same time, though, Hangouts works really good for a group messaging. You can leave, you can join. There's a lot of things that unlike regular SMS messaging. Now, what I do see about Allo working out in their Google's favor is if they pre-install this or work out some type of deal to have this pre-installed on every upcoming Android N phone. If they do that, now we're talking about a serious competitor because it doesn't require a Google account like every other Google messaging app. You can just use your phone number and except your Windows phone or whatever.
You actually can't register an email. It goes straight to the phone number. You can't do email at all.
Exactly, and that's a really good thing. Just being able to jump right in and say, hey, here's my thing, here's my Allo. You know what I'm saying? Like the app's installed. I'm texting you. You don't even have to have an Allo to even receive a text from Allo and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? But you don't get the full effects of Allo unless you have the other person uses Allo. So from Android to Android, if all these Nexus devices per se have these pre-installed, we're looking at something that's a potential really good messenger app. Because remember when Hangouts first came out with what was it? KitKat, right? It was KitKat? They came out with KitKat and whatever the Nexus 5 was, whatever I think they came out with KitKat.
Yeah, Nexus 5 was KitKat.
Yeah. So that was the main messaging app. Hangouts was at its highest user base a year later because it was pre-installed on every single Android phone. After that, if Allo is the same ideal, we may see a potential swing in users. I don't ever think it would hit WhatsApp numbers. I don't ever think it would hit iMessage numbers. But the advantage of being cross-platform does help it out a lot more than iMessage right now if you're someone who wants to have really cool texting. But we haven't seen group messaging, so I'm still a little confused on what Allo is supposed to be.
You can group message on it, but I'm going to go ahead and bust your bubble and say it's not going to be pre-installed because Google, right now what Google's process is taking all their apps from the system core and putting them on the Play Store for
I
easier
did see
updates
that
and
too.
stuff. So, unfortunately, I don't know. I don't know what Google's doing right now. I kind of wish, like you, if you know that some of the apps they do just pre-install. Like, who cares if it's going to be a little bit bigger size? You know, you're not going to have those Apple numbers unless you do something Apple-like. Just being honest. Like,
Yeah, no, you're right. Totally right. It's just so hard to say.
Christian, what about you? You've been quiet, bro.
Yeah, I'm just thinking, like, how many keyboards are there right now? So I know there's the Android keyboard, Google keyboard, there's the Gboard now that I have on my iPhone.
Gboard's dope,
The Gboard has some of these same features. I've been using it. I'm like, it has like the search and some of those things. So I'm wondering, like, what are they? It just seems real scattered right now. This Gboard thing just coming out, and now this Allo thing on iOS, and I'm like, can we just? I feel like they need to focus. They need to focus. What do you want to do? Go do it. They need to tighten it up. They're still acting like several years ago where they just kind of throw things out there and open source and everything. They really kind of start reining it in, getting focused, and consolidating some things if they're going to try and compete and be at the same standard. Now they're real close. They're real close, but it's just a few things. They can tighten up a few things, get a little more consistent with things. I think it'd go a long way for sure.
Do you
I
think
you said it? I think you summed it up earlier, where I think Google is literally throwing everything in the kitchen sink, everything they can, and just trying to get a hit. They're
yeah.
And I'm not to say that that's wrong. I'm not. We don't own a business that's as big as Google, so I can't say that that's wrong.
Yeah.
But I think that if they like you said just focus, they'd hit their gold mine. They really would.
now I want to say this though. A lot of, I don't know about you guys today, but I heard a lot about encryption and security today. Now, the thing interesting about Allo, besides just regular encrypted messaging, but end-to-end encrypted messaging, we're talking about Google's, and Android N standard is 256-bit encryption. So we already know it's gonna be totally, really secure. I'm assuming they're using the same encryption standard for Allo. I mean, are we talking business customers now? Are we talking Android and enterprise?
Well, I mean, that's the same encryption that you see on WhatsApp. So I don't personally use WhatsApp because I don't know that many people international. But I wonder if business people overseas, are they using WhatsApp? Is it like that?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. At our job right now, we have our job was not right now, but the one I had before. A lot of users have WhatsApp because that was way for them to talk to other clients, across seas, and also there were lawyers, so having conversations that was only visible to, phone to phone. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying this could be something in the enterprise market that we're missing.
Okay. All right. Because of time, we gotta really start shotgunning through these subjects. We are running out of time, guys. So we did talk about Duo earlier. However, we did not talk about or with the Allo. What were you guys' interest that both of these apps are going to be working for Android and iOS? How do you guys feel about that? Are you happy? You're kind of like, what do you guys see? You're pretty excited?
No, I'll say it's pretty expected now that Google's doing both.
Yeah, Google is looking pretty straightforward with iOS and Android, so I was kind of expected.
Okay, expected. Christian, any thoughts?
Yeah. Par for the course. It's just expected. I think Apple should do more of this.
Yeah. I know. I agree totally.
They get 1-star reviews.
Hopefully we do that in the future. So we did talk about the everything live video preview with the call. Is there anything else you guys want to go over with the Duo?
The video quality. So they're using Knock Knock in terms. Now that's not only just for the live view, but that's also what the engine behind Knock Knock also creates a low latency video recording. Even if you switch, so let's say you're on a video call and you switch between mobile or Wi-Fi, it's not supposed to drop the call, and on top of that, it's supposed to be even seamless. It also supports 4K, HDR. Not 4K, but 1440p HDR. So we're talking really high quality voice chat. Maybe that's I don't know how many people care about high quality. I know I'm a pixel junkie, but there's some things in Duo that I think is really cool. I don't know if it's group supported. Can you group support? Can you group?
They didn't say anything about it.
They didn't say anything about that.
Allo, you can do group chat, but they didn't say anything about group video.
I just
you would expect it to be in there, but
I keep saying it's the best peer-to-peer.
they
one-to-one.
Yeah, never said the best group chat.
Yes,
They still have Hangouts. They don't know what to do. They still got Hangouts doing.
That's right.
So.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, Hangouts was going to exist no matter what because we're using Hangouts now. Hangouts is a very powerful application. You can use it to live stream, for media chat. You can even do live collaboration through Hangouts. So, like with documents and stuff. Hangouts is not going anywhere. Maybe Hangouts is integrated into Duo or vice versa later down the road, hopefully.
They're going to be all split up, 4 apps split together.
But now also, let's not act, no, I know we didn't talk about this before, but Google has always, I think it was like in 2012, they said they always wanted to do 2 of everything, so there's always an option. And Android is always, what is Android? It's like, the phone for everyone. There's always something for you. So having 2 of everything, I understand Google's, they're staying true to their, to their thing of having 2 of every app. They always said they wanted to do that. Now we have, YouTube Gaming and YouTube, which is practically the same thing. We have YouTube Music and Google Play Music, kind of the same thing also. You know what I'm saying? So they've always been doing this. It's not new, but maybe they should do something a little bit more tighter. At least a little more cleaner integration. So
yeah, it's like what Christian said earlier. They just need to focus on make it one thing. That's it. It's simple. It's focused. So are we ready to move on to developer tools, gentlemen?
I'm ready.
All right. Let's start off with Android Studio 2.2. What do you think about it, Jovon?
Ah, God. So I'm not a developer. Okay, I'm just a developer. I'm according to Google's email account list.
Yeah.
I'm on the developer email list. I get discounts for developers
Yep.
only because it's as easy as inputting your email. No, but honestly, Android Studio 2.0. If you are a developer, this is what you want to move on to, because there's you're getting your apps debugged for free, and them compiling your code for you. What what I'm saying? I mean, it sounds like it's who doesn't want to have less work? This is great for Android. Maybe we start seeing some higher quality applications. There's more APIs. There's over 200,000 APIs. There's the framework's there to make good apps. Now we need developers to make good apps.
Ouch. All the developers, nobody's making good apps, y'all.
There's a few good apps.
Only 2 of y'all making good apps. Chris, I don't know if you want to say anything, because I'm just going to run through this little whole section. So.
No.
All right.
Go ahead.
Please. We want you to come on.
I mean, no, it's great. I mean, ever since Android Studio was in beta to now, it's been improving, tenfold. They got it being faster with pretty much everything you do, especially the emulators, which they said are pretty much going to be faster than the phones. Who can complain about that? Just like Jovon said, the code and the debugging is going to be written for you while you're testing the app. So, I mean, developers get to be lazy so they can focus on features, focus on, UX and UI and everything else. They don't have to worry about bugs as much. What else? They got the Firebase team. The Firebase team is doing great things, starting up companies with coding and whatnot and trying to spread coding out to the community. So, props and good love out to the Firebase team. Android Instant app loading. I noticed that was in the developer list. So that's pretty dope because there's a lot of apps out there, or a lot of, sometimes my friend will send me a link to something that I need the app for, and I'm going to use this app one time. Or just like the lady said on stage when she was shopping at B&H, she's not shopping for a DSLR every day, so she only needs it one time, and that's it. That's going to be pretty dope. Mm-hmm. Just like streaming the app basically for what you need, and then it's gone. It's just going to be awesome. So all the smaller, lesser known things that are happening behind the scenes are almost as big as what's going on, in your face, which is just going to make the operating system as a whole just feel amazing.
Yeah.
That's our local developer expert.
Yeah, right.
Thank you for that rundown.
Now Instant Apps, what I've seen so far, it looks really fast. Like I watched some of the Verge videos, and Pocket Now, and I think also Android Central. They had some hands-on with Instant Apps. That seems like a really cool idea because, like I said, a lot of people just need an app for like a split second, like me. I'm always throwing in the chat, hey guys, check this out, and you're like, I'm not downloading any more apps. You know what I'm saying? Like being able to just use the app, like the bare bone and necessities of that app, see whatever I'm sending you, and then then it's done. That's pretty cool. So I do feel like there's a lot of cool stuff in developer stuff, but developers have to use these applications. A lot of people don't use that. I said Pornhub.
I did not say that.
Yeah, you did.
Nobody knows what you're talking
honestly,
about.
First of all, is that even an app?
Look at this guy.
Probably.
This guy.
Wait, this is a thing.
This guy. See, this is why you can't. This is why we can't chat with you, Jovon.
I'm surprised that it took that long for this whole thing to go downhill that fast.
I tried to hold it in. I tried to.
All right, so let's move on because we're really running over our time. We want to go over Google's AI. Anybody want to take on that?
Go ahead, Christian. You're the local conspiracy therapist. Conspiracy therapist.
Put on your tinfoil hat. Tinfoil hat time, guys.
You know, I'm really excited to see where they take this and the applications that they use for this. As I was watching it, I was just thinking about, you know, as far as the self-driving cars and navigation and just picking routes. I thought it was interesting how they were showing the AlphaGo, and they're talking about how it shows a creative play. And I was like, wow, this thing really, you know, it's really thinking and choosing a creative play versus just kind of doing rote algorithms. And for me, that's pretty exciting. Looking at, you know, the robot that was showing it picking up the little pieces from the bin and how it thought how to move one out of the way to pick up another one. So those kind of things I think are exciting. Obviously, the end result could be disastrous for us. But I'm on the ride to watch it and see where it goes. But yeah, that to me is I guess the most exciting part of I guess the whole computing space is just how can these things start learning, start helping us do things. Like I told someone today, I just want to be able to wash my dishes and put them away. You know, and I think that'd be an amazing thing. You know, but we're getting there. We're getting there to where they'll be able to know how to function, how to learn, and to do some simple tasks that we think are simple, but to program them in an algorithm are very complicated. And I think if they can just learn the things naturally, it's going to open up a whole world of things that they'll be able to do for us. So I'm excited.
All right. So that's our AI wrap up. Jovon, I guess you had more to add on to it?
I definitely do. First of all, this is the Jetsons, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, imagine, like Christian said, dishes, the trash, like, yo, this is, but, you know, it's cool to see that Google is learning. Like, you know, like, not like Google, but, you know, the fact that they built TPUs that are more powerful, you know, than, like, the world's greatest GPUs that are out there right now. Like, they build their own custom-made silicone just for this type of, you know, stuff. And the crazy part wasn't just the fact that the robot was moving blocks and moving stuff. They never programmed it to move the yellow Lego brick. Remember that? And it was just like, yeah, it realized that it's taking everything out the box to the next box. So it was like, my mom just throw this in there. Like, you know, like that's kind of crazy. Like that's a freaking computer that was like, hey, I'm doing something. This just kind of makes sense. Let me just go ahead and just do this thing because it seems to help out. You know, now I know that a lot of people say, oh, they're gonna grow and kill us and stuff. I don't really see that happen, to be honest with you. It's cool sci-fi, but in terms of robots being generally helpful, it's gonna be pretty awesome. You know, like I can be like, yo, robot, shut down Keon X's live stream right now, and it would be like, got you, bro. You know what I'm saying? And then during the Tech X or Smart Guys live stream, we can just troll so hard.
That'll never happen. Just letting everybody know.
All right, so this again went off the rails.
I always do that.
It's about that time of night. We're gonna wrap this thing up, guys. We're gonna wrap this thing up. Thank you. I want to just before we start the wrap up, I want to say thank you guys for taking out the time for you guys to do this. I want to thank the viewers that actually stuck around. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Even the ones that checked us out for 5 minutes. Thank you for the support. We really do appreciate it. So let's get started with this little wrap up about the show. Anything you guys missed? Anything you guys really wanted to see but didn't catch? Or you didn't see it there that wasn't shown? Anything you guys were really
Chromebooks. The Chromebooks. Google Play was supposed to be coming to Chromebooks. I mean, like I said, Google I/O is a 3-day event. You know what I'm saying? So there's things that didn't come out tomorrow and Friday. We're not going to cover it, you know, like in a video. But this should have been something that they should announce today. Like, hey, we have Chromebooks. They mentioned Chromebooks like 3 times today. So obviously the OS isn't going anywhere. Google, you know, we've seen the leaks for this already. Just announce it. Google Play apps coming to Chromebooks.
It's been official. It's official.
It's official?
Yeah.
What, today?
Yeah, it's official today. You just wanted the keynote to be like 5 hours long.
So it's out. Okay.
Yeah, it's announced. It's not available yet. They talked about it though.
You talked about it. Okay. All right.
So Jovon was incorrect. So they
I
did. So he didn't miss anything. Christian, Keon, anything you guys really wanted to see that you didn't see?
Not that
Yeah,
long.
on my end, I'm just looking forward to later when we see the new phones. That's what I'm waiting for. So the software piece is generally less exciting for me than the new hardware. So I'm waiting for that personally.
Sounds good. All right, let's move on. What do we expect later on this year from Google? Anything you guys looking forward to? You want to see? Any projects you hope they come out with or announce? Other than the Chromebook?
More Pixel devices, maybe. I mean, that'd be kind of cool. See more Pixel hardware. Of course, we're the Google Home, that hardware that's cool to see. Just and like Christian was saying, hardware in general. I want to see I want some toys. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Right.
I have
New
the
Nexus player.
Hello and Duo apps that I want to working, so I just want them to work. And this HTC Nexus that's supposed to be coming out. That's supposed to be dope.
I can't wait to get our hands on that one. That
Yeah.
would be pretty dope.
But generally, I just let Google tell me what to be excited about, and there it is.
That's a good way to live. That way, you're never disappointed, right? Or maybe you will be. Who knows? All right, moving on. Will Apple WWDC have any of these items that were released today?
Nope, but they'll have new MacBooks. That's what I'm excited about.
MacBooks.
I think they will. I think we'll see Apple push some VR. I think we'll see Apple maybe push some home stuff. I know people say it's a little bit. I won't make a bet over it, but I'm pretty sure a lot of the stuff we've seen today.
I will act as witness on this bet.
Okay. Well, now $10 will get Vulkan
$20.
or some sort Vulkan or some better version of Swift, or Mantle, whatever it is.
They're not worried about Swift. I'm talking about $20. Apple's not going to put VR out.
VR.
Yeah.
All right, $20.
Yeah.
Apple jumping on VR. I think they will. I think Apple will jump on VR and some type of home automation, whether it's integrated into Siri or something. I feel like Apple's going to jump into some of the, everyone's going this smart home route. Apple would not miss this, not this time. They're going to jump on, and I also think they're going to jump on VR. Maybe some type of standalone headset, or maybe better phones support for VR, but something like that.
Not only will I get
Yeah, I don't see
$20,
them going into VR.
I will make a
more
video.
of
Sorry, go ahead, Christian.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you.
It was like robotic for a second. But yeah, I don't really see them going into the VR space either. At least not yet. They just don't seem interested in that. They're gonna keep pushing into the gaming with Metal and Swift and all that. Definitely, I think they'll keep ramping up with their tvOS and try to integrate that better with Siri and again, there's more of the home automation thing that we're already seeing. I don't think we're gonna have any new devices. I don't know what else they could even do at this point. They may have small iterations as far as the watch, maybe a different color iPad. That's about all that they're gonna do. We'll have a blue gold or something.
Purple.
Yeah, man, that's about it. Yeah.
All right. So is that it? We all got our excitement out for Google I/O this year, or at least the first day.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Now it is time for plugs. Keon, you want to start with yours? Where can people find you on the social media verse?
Well, of course, if you're looking at this video, you can see it right down there in the lower third. You can find me pretty much anywhere. If you look up at Chaoser, you can find me on YouTube at TechXOfficial. Also, I have a Instagram for my YouTube, same name, TechXOfficial, and I do videos all the time. I have a co-host on my YouTube. His name is Q. He's the star of Platinum Style Media. He has his own YouTube channel. We do a show every other week. He has his own stuff. I have my own stuff. So come check us out on YouTube and Twitter and everywhere else.
All right. Since Q isn't here, thank you for doing that plug for him. Next, we have Christian from Level Up Life. You want to tell us what you're doing?
Yeah, man, not much. I started a blog, what 3 months ago, Jovon, and I had one post up. So, I'm working on it. It's leveluplife.weebly.com.
Okay.
Also on Facebook.com.
So I mean, this is your chance to plug yourself, man. Tell us what Love Life is about, man.
Well, basically, what I'm trying to do is look at, business, self-improvement, other things from kind of a geek perspective. So I'm looking at anime, looking at comics, looking at gaming, and from the perspective of how to improve your life, how to improve your business, and just some kind of thought-provoking thoughts from the geek perspective.
Cool.
If you play Hearthstone, catch me on BattleNet, Quicksilver, number 1299. Hit you up with my Druid or my Shaman. So let's get it.
Hearthstone?
Lord. I
Hearthstone?
can't wait till this Sunday, gentlemen. I really cannot wait till this
Mike.
Sunday. Oh my gosh. All right. Of course, big man in charge of Chill Tech, Jovon.
You guys can find Chill Tech, of course. We're on Twitter at twitter.com/ChillTech Studios. We're on YouTube. You're watching us now at Chill Tech Studios. Go ahead and like and subscribe if you haven't. Definitely like this video if you're watching. But also, hopefully we see more stuff from Christian Q and Keon. I mean, we like having you guys on. We love having, and I'm sure the audience loves having the Geek-Out panel come together and give us like high quality video. Or we might have some more people joining us, from other YouTube channels like Greg and stuff. So it's really cool, man. So if you're finding us on YouTube, check us out. I think Mike, we're on Facebook. We on Facebook?
No, we are working on getting on Facebook.
Okay, and we're also
working on getting on Instagram. We are on the Twitter though, so you are able to follow us at Chill Tech Studio. We also are on Google Plus. I don't know who uses Google Plus other than us, but thank you if you are following us. So yeah, we're definitely trying to get across the social media verse. Also, we're working on starting our own little side business. More on that later. We also got some new projects coming down the line. We got the Next Bit Robin. Not sure if you guys even saw that. So we're working on a review for that. So you guys should be seeing that soon. But another couple little tech items, the HTC Vive, which you heard earlier. So, and again, I want to definitely thank Keon and Christian for coming out tonight and doing this. Big ups to you guys for helping us out with this. And look forward to more breakdowns like this. In the future, we want to cover more events. This Sunday, I believe we're going to the Hearthstone event. It's like a competitive competition for Hearthstone players. So we'll be going there. You'll see a video from us doing that, having fun out there. It'll be me, Christian, and Jovon. So,
hey, first of all, you're underrating it. This is the spring preliminaries to the World Championship, bro.
Yes.
Nerds.
So, Keon, I wish you were coming so I'd have another normal person with me. So, yeah, we'll be doing that. And I think the next big event I think we'll cover is the Apple event, maybe.
Yes, we will. Yeah, we'll be there for WWDC.
And after that, do look for us. We will be doing another Comic-Con. We have to. Hopefully, Marcus will get back with us on that. Yep. So we have to do another San Diego Comic-Con coverage. That was the most fun we had last year ever. Yeah. That was the most live event we've ever had. So we definitely will be doing that. And again, thank you guys for coming out. Hope you guys have a lovely night, lovely rest of the week. And thanks.
Play my trap card.
Viewers, love you guys too.
All right.
All right.
All right.
All right. Peace.